Thank you very much for inviting me to this important session. As a cultural manager interested in cities and sustainable development in the global South, these dialogues are very important as they help us as professionals to think collectively about how culture can inspire action and build resilience to a multitude of challenges, green and brown, facing the planet. So in the growing crisis of climate change, memory, heritage, and arts are important ways to make shifts. Arts are especially powerful because of their ability to build empathy, compassion, and awareness. It breaks down barriers that society sets up and would not otherwise be so easily negotiable. Through stories, color, spectacle, and humor, art allows us not just a way to see, but also a way to feel different worlds. So much more can be communicated through a song, graphic novel, photograph, or TikTok video. The challenge forward is getting artists to want to take on what many see as an instrumental role. But the challenges are not the same everywhere. I came across a number of young artists in the Asian context, for example, taking on climate change. And I had a sense that solidarity around the causes were important, but that the challenges were also much more present. In Southern Africa, climate change is less spoken about since it's not experienced as much. Art themes commonly focus on identity, belonging, gender and sexuality, but also power and the unequal distribution thereof. This latter theme makes me believe that the leap to speaking about climate change is possible, but it's not a simple one. In Southern Africa, the challenges of climate change are less prevalent. The real needs are much more prosaic. For young people who make up 37% of the South African population, for example, it's issues such as unequal access to resources, unemployment, crime, peer pressures which prevail. So to connect the themes that impact on disrupting young people's visions for themselves requires a great deal of youth-driven leadership, activism, and creativity. Preaching and instructions from official sources and elders rarely work. It requires not just having young people being open to listen to the message, but the challenging feat of getting young people to take on the role of messenger, being central to rewriting the message themselves. So first we need young leaders, influencers, pop stars even, shifting from speaking on individualistic issues to help make this leap. Because when they speak, young people listen. Second, for the message to be heard, it's going to have to be in their own language, using their communication forms. And they're both high and low tech approaches. I found very inspiring the decolonial project, for example, the Rhoads Must Fall movement, which has perhaps been an unsettling one for heritage workers, but it's an exciting example showing both that young leaders are present and that creativity can address complexity. In these cases, tangible heritage, often colonial and sculptural, in public space, were creatively hacked through low tech and spectacle. It resulted in multiple messaging, communicating power, privilege, and possibility. And through creative destruction, stroke adaptation, spaces for dialogue about the values that underpin broken systems were opened. Further, they seem to offer much needed solidarity and interconnectedness while it was all happening. It suggests that heritage can be used, maybe not in the way of being cherished as some may want it, but as levers that challenge the multiple entangled threats that impact on our planet. So there is power in possibilities. We must be open and recognize there are bigger issues at stake. Thank you.